Just repeating our final scoreline in the 91 grand final. Hawthorn, 20 goals, 19, 139. They booted 8 goals, 4 in the last quarter. Jason Dunstall finished with 6, Dermot Brereton 4. The West Coast Eagles just 1 goal, 3 in the final term, 13-8, 86. Peter Sumich contributed 5 and Brett Eddy booted 4. But the day belongs to the Hawks. With me, Ian Robertson and Ross Glendinning. I guess for you, Ross, a touch of sadness, but what a gallant performance by Hawthorn.
Oh, not so much sadness, Senior. I just think that certainly Hawthorn with a far better side. A great lesson for the Eagles. In fact, Ian Robbo mentioned during the course of the game, the Eagles could certainly be the team to beat next year. What a great experience for them it has been, particularly for the likes of McIntosh and Jakovic, Robbo, who had been playing so well. And they got caught out today a bit, but they'll learn an enormous amount from that.
Yeah, I think, Ross, you really have to go through it. And once you've lost, it's a great idea that the losers stay out there and watch all the glories. I think it was introduced maybe 10 or 12 years ago by one of the opposition coaches who unfortunately lost the game. But that's what you're after. That absolute unbelievable exuberance, excitement, pleasure. I mean, the feeling in the Hawthorn, it is just an incredible feeling. They're on top of the world because they've worked at it for about 10.5 months.
Yes.
And their team, look, their team spirit is enormous. When you watch those guys go up into that podium and get their medallion, every one of them gave the fella coming down a tap on the backside, a tap hello, and that's what wins premierships, in my opinion, is the spirit of the team, the spirit of the club, and you can't beat Hawthorn for that. It's fantastic.
Everyone admires it and respects it, and is in awe of it.
My word.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. As you know, throughout the last few weeks, we've been conducting our Mark of the Year competition. You're invited to phone in throughout the afternoon, and I'm sure you've done that. Let's firstly have a look at the winning mark.
Roving Schwass. Chance for North. Up towards the edge of the goal square. Allison. Allison! A mark! A sensational mark by Brett Allison.
I think without doubt a very popular choice as the winner of our Mark of the Year, Brett Allison of North Melbourne. He just kept on climbing. A fantastic grab, and our winner in our Mark of the Year competition comes from Mooralbark in Victoria, Drew Williams of Russell Avenue, Mooralbark, Victoria. Congratulations to you. You are the winner of our Mark of the Year competition. So there's yet another winner on 7 Sport. As fans begin their celebrations, we'll take a break and return shortly. Back, we're still at VFL Park. There's a couple of former Hawthorn champions, John Kennedy nearest camera, and in the glasses behind, Gary Buckenara, who of course really did excite everyone in that number 11 Guernsey. Well, Hawthorn will be delirious after yet another premiership, and I guess one man at the helm who's been working so hard towards this aim is their chief executive, John Lawrence. Here he is now speaking with Peter McKenna. Pete?
Well, John, they never cease to amaze you, do they? Tremendous character shown once again.
Yes, they're disciplined on and off the field, Peter. They show tremendous character. You know, in the last 9 years, they've played in 12 grand finals, and they've won 9 of them, 5-day and 4-night, 75% strike rate. What more can you say about them? They are sensational.
And the coach, Alan Joyce, 4 premierships in 4 goes, not a bad...
That's exactly right. He came in after Alan Jeans had the aneurysm in 1987. Alan coaches in 1988. Won the night flag, the day flag. He went out for 2 years. He's come back this year and he's won the night flag and the day flag. So he's undefeated.
Well, we all know about Gary Ayres and Chris Mew and Chris Langford, all the experienced ones, but what about some of the performance of the younger players?
Yes, they have to do their apprenticeship at Hawthorn, as you know, and you see these young players coming on, the Paul Deers and the Stephen Lawrences, that type, Paul Hudsons, Benny Allens. You know, they're the basis of Hawthorn for the future, and we're thrilled with them.
You must have been worried in the first quarter, a few indiscriminate free kicks, and but again, the character to come back.
I was more worried about our inaccuracy. We were really squandering chances earlier, but we had a lot of the ball. And, you know, I was confident at half-time that we were in there with a great chance of winning.
Probably for the first time in a long time you've had all your good forwards in the one side together without an injury too.
Yes, it is. We've had our ups and downs, Peter, over the last 2 years with injuries. But apart from Greg Deere, we had a full list to select from, and I think our key forwards and our flankers played very well today.
Well, Congratulations again, John, and enjoy tonight.
I'm sure we will, Peter. Thanks very much.
Yes, I don't think I've seen John Lawrence look so relaxed right throughout the season. Well done. They deserve everything. And, of course, what an extraordinary record by Alan Joyce after taking over from Alan Jeans. He's played in 4 premierships, 2 Foster's Cup night finals. He's won both of those. And now, after his second stint of a day final, blow me down, it's a 100% strike rate. Tremendous performance. We'll take a break. More shortly. Undoubtedly the best big man on the ground was the owner of the number 12 Guernsey for Hawthorn, Steve Lawrence. Here he is with Peter McKenna.
Well, Stephen, it must be like a dream come true for such a young player born in South Africa. Is that right?
That's right, Peter, yeah.
And your dad a former Test cricketer, they tell me.
Yeah.
It must notice in the last quarter you're still running just as hard as in the first, and it must be a testimony to your fitness.
Well, yeah, I felt fit really all year. We did really hard pre-season, and at the time I didn't like it, but it's paid off now. But it was really a mental thing. I think I had a resolve to really make sure we were going to win in the last quarter, especially with the wind, after we'd contained them for the third quarter against the wind. And I worked really hard, I think, especially for the first 15 minutes. After that, I started to sort of run out of legs.
And the experienced players must be a tremendous help to have around the ground. Dermot Brereton, Gary Ayres, these sorts of guys.
Yeah, well, Dermot hasn't really had a great year, but he had played a very good game today. And Ayresy and Tucky and Chris Mew and the older players, Chris Langford, those have been around for a long time, have been a great influence as far as affecting the younger players with their approach to the game. There hasn't really been too much fuss about it, too many nerves. It's just another game, although it's a big game, of course. But yeah, they've been really, really invaluable as far as being around.
Well, Stephen, a magnificent season. Congratulations, and you have thoroughly deserved that premiership medal and contributed a great deal today.
Thanks very much, Peter.
Yes, he certainly did. A fine performance by Steve Lawrence. From one Steve to yet another. Stephen Phillips has been roving the grounds, and he's found a number of personalities, including our very own Steve Vizard and Jennifer Kite. Stephen, welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. Jennifer and Steve, what did you think of the game first, you, Jennifer?
I thought it was a fantastic game. Very good.
That's because she was barracking for Essendon the whole game. She couldn't work out. She was working out where Simon Madden was.
Well, the band was in red and black, so I had someone to follow.
Yeah, she was barracking for the band at the tops. The guy standing there, but she was wondering what those instruments were for. Of course she didn't. No, she didn't.
He's just very, very happy because his team won.
The game was going live to Central America. What do you think the people in the Honduras were thinking?
I think they were pretty impressed with the... with Lionel Rosen fighting Harada at half-time. I thought, did you see the suspension on the vehicle was touching the ground?
And Angry Anderson was at his best. It was a pretty good day.
It was magic. And little Johnny Platten, Paul Deere, tremendous performances. Darren Hinch started the day fantastically. He bet that Hawthorn would be the first team on the ground, so he's lost $10 before the siren's gone already and continued to lose it for the rest of the game. So it was a successful day all round, I thought.
Jennifer, I suppose since you first went to a football match, Michael Tuck's been trotting around, and he'll be doing it at your last game.
Oh, not my last game, but it was a fantastic effort, and I think we should say that the Eagles did a great job as well.
OK, thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Steve. And back to you, Sandy.